Man, good morning. I hope it's all well where you are. And we're still continuing to go forward on our Eating Well challenge. Today, we're going to answer a question about mistakes. I just want to start off by saying that everybody makes mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. You do not have to be perfect in this particular part of your experience. And that's just perfectly okay. People make mistakes. And I don't want you to get discouraged because you make mistakes. This is a part of the weight loss experience. I want to talk to you like I would talk to my friends, right? You can't just turn on a switch. You can start a journey, but you do not have to perfect the journey in the beginning. And I want to give you a way to think about it so that when you get to the real difficult part, you will know how to manage yourself in this process. But when you're thinking about fitness, everybody makes mistakes, and that's important to consider, right? Like, what mistakes do you make? Well, you make eating mistakes, right? Sometimes you eat things that you're not necessarily supposed to be eating at that time. What other kinds of mistakes? You may make a mistake by choosing to manage your time in a way that doesn't help you, right? Or you make fitness mistakes, like you may spend your money or invest in something. Like, one of the biggest mistakes that I see all the time is that people, they invest in coaches, and then they don't do what the coach is telling them to do, or they go to the grocery store and they buy all of this food, and particularly produce and particularly fruit. And since they do not know how to shop for produce or fruit, or they do not know how to store the produce or the fruit, and they end up making mistakes. They end up wasting money. They end up wasting food. They end up with fruit flies flying around the place where they live, or they end up with, strange smells coming from their refrigerator. And they felt good when they bought it, but they did not know how to translate it because they've never shopped like that before. And so there is a method to this thing. There are some things that you learn, like, how do you, if you purchase bananas, like, how do you keep your bananas from going bad, right? If you're purchasing lettuce, like, how do you store your vegetables so that they are good and fresh and crisp when you get to them? Do you shop organic or do you shop regular? And what's the difference anyway, right? So these are things and areas where people make mistakes. If we're talking about fitness and we talk about making fitness mistakes, which is kind of what I'm going to get to, but you got people who, there's so many, like, the fitness industry is saturated. The people who claim that they know what they're doing. And so people start the craziest fitness journeys, right? Which is a mistake, right? And so I just say all of that to say people make mistakes sometimes, and that is nothing to, you know, don't hold it, don't hold it against yourself. But today I want to talk about the number one mistake that people make when they're trying to eat healthy and when they're trying to lose weight. It still is a good idea to try to lose weight, but here is the number one mistake: trying to do it all at one time. So come with me to a house. Come with me to a house that has several rooms, has a living room, has two or three bathrooms, has a front yard, has a backyard. Front yard has grass, and the front yard has a garden. Backyard has a patio, and the patio has fixtures and has barbecue pit, right? Patio has fireplace. Go back a little further into the backyard, you got grassy play area, and let's just say you got a pool. It's a nice house. Come with me to the house. And now come with me to the house after there has been a whole bunch of time since anyone has been there. Nobody has cut the grass. They had a party, forgot to clean up. The toilet hasn't been flushed in a long time. Dishes all in the sink. If you got a laundry room, clothes everywhere. Walls just need to be clean, got fingerprints on it, And let's say that the house has carpet in certain areas, and the carpet has been walked on and has spots, and just come with me to the house. Now, let's make this house yours. And so you walk into the house and you know that you are going to live there. You like the house. Challenge is the house needs to be cleaned up. So the house needs to be cleaned up, and it's just you. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, front yard, backyard, kitchen, laundry room, patio, barbecue pit. It's just you. I mean, you're going to have some company over. You could probably hire some people to come and do some of that stuff, but for the most part, you got to make one big choice, because you would not go into your own house and tell yourself, I'm going to clean all of this up at the same time. That is impossible. You do not go into the house and see all of the areas that need to be cleaned and jump to the conclusion that you are going to do everything at the same time. In fact, one of the first things that you do when you go into the house is you look around, you think about who you are, you think about what you enjoy, you think about the things that you know how to do, you think about the things that you do not know how to do, you think about your basic needs, you think about your time, and you say, I'm going to do this first. So if you're going into the house, you know you need to eat, right? And you know you need to sleep. So you very well may likely say, I'm going to clean up the kitchen today. I need to do the dishes so that I can eat. And I need to make sure that I have a place to lay my head. You may not even use your bed at first because the room may be a hot mess. So you may just fix the couch, or if you go into the room, you may not clean the entire room. You may just wipe off the bed so that you feel like you are in a place to sleep that's comfortable, right? Or you can have a place to sleep and a place to eat, right? And so it is with your body. Like, your body is that house, and there are some areas that need to be addressed. And so it is a mistake to try to address all those areas at one time. You can't fix all of that at one time. When you are trying to eat well and you're trying to sustain that and you're trying to do it right in a way that's really impactful and really helpful, let me just tell you, you gotta do one thing at a time. You gotta make small changes. It's hard to build sustainable habits doing everything at the same time. So if we're talking about building muscle, you're trying to strengthen your legs and strengthen your arms at the same time while you're trying to run a marathon, right? Like this, it would be torture to your body, and it's also not sustainable. So when we're talking about eating, it gets even worse, because trying to change every single eating habit at the same time is extremely difficult, because you try to do too much too fast, too much too fast. And this is a bar. Don't try to do everything at once. That is a mistake. If you are going to address your fitness, good morning. If you are going to lose weight, you have to be patient with yourself. Good morning. You have to be willing to choose what you are going to do and do that patiently. You can't rush your results. I can say that all day. You can't rush your results. It doesn't make sense to say you want to be something different and expect things to change overnight. You gotta be willing to take your time. So the number one mistake that people make is to try to do everything at once. Try to change everything at once. Try to lose all of that weight at once. So here are some keys to success, right? If we're talking about eating, a lot of people make immediate cuts. So they say, "Hey, I'm going to cut all my carbs out." So they stop eating bread, they stop eating pasta, they stop eating any kind of carb. Carbs are now no longer a part of the diet. And I understand that that works for some people, but maybe it's a good idea, right? To eat more fiber or try to increase your protein intake first. Well, let me even go further. Maybe it's a good idea to weigh yourself and understand your body and know what your body needs to be able to function. Maybe it's a good idea to understand first what your body is currently doing with what it is that you're eating. Like maybe it's a good idea to understand if you're trying to lose weight, like how many calories you're burning, right? Like maybe that's just a good idea at first. Like, why try to change something that you do not understand? Just because you have extra weight, just because you have fitness goals, just because you have eating challenges, doesn't mean that you're doing everything wrong. It just means that you have some opportunities to do some things better. So if I had to give you some real, like straight up advice, the first thing that you need to do is understand where you are so that you're not making unnecessary changes. Like sometimes people look at other people and they compare themselves to them. They compare the way they're eating, they compare the way they look, they compare the way they're working out, and they take their own assessment of themselves and they think they have to get rid of everything all at once. And that is a mistake. Like you are doing some things well, even though you're not hitting the marks that you are choosing to aspire to at this time. All right. So instead of cutting carbs, you may want to eat more fiber or do some protein instead of cutting sugar cold turkey. Because I'm telling you, that sugar, that thing operates sometimes the same way that other unhealthy substances operate. Meaning, if you try to cut it off too quick, you are going to immediate withdrawal. That mess will shut you down. You got mood swings, body shaking, you're having all these cravings. We don't want you to have all of that. And so maybe instead of going sugar cold turkey, maybe it's changing the sweetener itself, like using cinnamon, right? Or using honey or using fruit to sweeten some of the things that you enjoy. So you don't have to cut too much too quick. You know, there's a great story around people who are trying to get well, like they're alcoholics and they're trying to get off that substance because it is hurting them. And I say alcoholics with the greatest amount of compassion because there's so many people that suffer from alcoholism. There's functional alcoholics. There are people whose alcoholism has impacted their family. They've lost some people over this. There are some people who are suffering today because they drank so much in their early years and the body isn't functioning well. So I say alcoholism with the greatest amount of sensitivity. But you should know that sometimes when people are trying to break addictions and trying to come off of stuff, they go to the doctor and they do a detox. That detox is violent. They literally have to lock them up in a room and have to monitor them because that detox can take them out of here. And so they want to be careful. And so this goes both ways because once you detox, like if you start back into that life too fast, it can have consequences. If you come off of it too fast, it can have consequences. And so if we're talking about losing weight, you got to be careful, okay? And you have to be patient. You cut too quick and it will challenge you in ways that you couldn't imagine. And I do not want you to make that mistake. Some people survive it, but it may be a better idea to do what some of the doctors do, right? Or do what parents do when the child is breastfeeding and you want to move them to the bottle. What do you think they do? Like when the child needs to move from feeding off of a breast to moving to a bottle, what do they call that? They say you've got to wean the baby off of it. And some of us have to wean our way into healthier habits, right? And so I want to encourage you not to make the mistake. We make the mistake because we're ambitious. We make the mistake because we're strong people. We make the mistake because we're trying to change the source of motivation. And so we use that will and we use that power and we use that strength to get us to make a solid decision. Like we're amazing because we were able to shift really quickly. I'm a cold turkey person. I just stop right away. We cut real quick because we want our story to read a certain way. We cut real quick because we have this impression of ourselves that in order to get progress, we got to be super strong and we got to be super amazing. And there has to be this superwoman or superman story. Like you go into the daggone phone booth and you're dressed. And when you go into the phone booth, you're dressed in your shirt and your tie, you're dressed in your dress blouse. And then you come out and all of a sudden you're superwoman or you're superman, or, you're like Batman, where you go and run into the cave and come out as a superhero. I mean, come on, guys. You do not have to do it that way. Wean yourself off of that. What if your story went like, well, first I got off of sugar and I took the sugar and I turned it to honey. And then second, I started managing my carbs differently. And then third, I really had to deal with the meats because, man, these meats was kicking my butt, man. I really liked the hamburger. So I had to go from beef to turkey. You know what I'm saying? And I had to go from turkey to leaner turkey. And I'm still dealing with that. But I still got results. Like the incremental results are helping me. And so I got to celebrate my wins along the way. Like this is a good moment for me to really talk to people who really want to make some changes with your fitness and with your health. Like you really want to lose weight. I want to encourage you to stop trying to write a superhero story and write a regular change story. Like stop trying to write a superhero story. That thing is not serving you well and you know it, right? There's no need for you to you don't need superhero stories to change. You're already a superhero. You're already doing amazing things. There's some things that you have to change and you have to address. You can give your energy to being super in those other places, but this choice to eat differently, this choice to move differently, this choice to work out, this choice to modify the way that you are eating, that does not have to be a superhero story. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so we're in the middle of an eating well challenge, right? We're doing 21 days of challenging people to lose 10 pounds in 21 days. We're helping people. We're doing this free of charge. And we're trying to get you guys to get down on this. And I'm giving you the number one mistake that people make. Okay? I'm giving you the number one mistake that people make when they are trying to make change in their fitness and wellness life. They try to do everything at once. Aren't you tired of trying to be a superhero in every area? How about we talk about the steps that you take? How about we plan out a gradual and sustainable journey so that when you look back a couple of weeks from now, you will have lost 10 pounds instead of having to lose 50 pounds in 21 days, right? Let's take some of the aggression off the front end of that story and let's be intentional and make those small, sustainable changes. Let's take the word consistency and let's weave it into our life and our decisions in a way that helps us. Let's drive the speed limit in this area, right? Let's not break any speed uh, uh, rules in this particular area, right? Let's be mindful of the stop signs and let's be mindful of the turning signals. You know, those things exist for a reason. I hope you can hear what I'm saying. I'm wanting you not to just hit a goal for your fitness. I'm trying to get you to make decisions about your fitness that will change your life. I want you to make decisions about fitness that you can sustain over time. We're trying to increase the quality of life that you are experiencing over a period of time. Like, I don't want you to have a one night stand with fitness. I do not want you to have a short term relationship with fitness. I know you are tired of having to ramp up for occasions. I don't want you to be an occasionally healthy person. That's not helpful to you. Like, I don't want you to date fitness and then break up, and then date fitness and then break up, then get married to fitness and then experience a divorce, and then be married to fitness and then have a separation. I don't want you to have that kind of volatility. Do you understand what I'm saying? I want you to get in a relationship with fitness, get in a relationship with wellness, and I want you to be in relationship with that thing over time. It's going to change your mood. It's going to change your confidence. It's going to reduce some of the stress that you have. It is going to change the way your skin looks. It's going to change the way you're able to speak to people about change. It's going to eliminate certain habits that you've been wrestling with for years. It all starts in the fitness and wellness conversation. It is going to help you to make better decisions. Like, you do realize that some of the decision making practices that you have now came out of the kitchen and came out of the stuff that you choose to put in your body, like the impulse muscle you used because you walked down the aisle and picked up that candy bar, or you walked down the aisle and picked up that liquor, or you couldn't pass by the sale sign at Burger King or McDonald's, or you just could not have that ice cream at your favorite ice cream parlor, or you just had to have your favorite sweetened drink, or you just had to have your soda. All right, I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna get off. Remember, we are in the middle of a 21-day challenge. And the way that you can participate in that is to comment the word next level. And we will send you the information so that you can be a part of this thing. It does not cost you anything. And our challenge is to get you to make modifications to what you're eating and modifications to the way that you are moving so that you can lose 10 pounds in 21 days. We are trying to jumpstart your metabolism. We are trying to modify your eating habits and make it sustainable so that over time you can get results. I am doing this because I am in the middle of a bodybuilding preparation and I'm holding myself accountable. So I am getting up every day and I am providing insight on how to do this. And it's just a matter of accountability. Now, please, I can show you before or after pictures, but I am getting results, right? I'm getting results, not just because I'm hitting the gym. I am getting results because of the way that I am eating. I got that gym thing down. I got tired of winning at the gym and losing at home. And so I want to just say to you, all right, cool, come on. If you want to get down, get down. And feel free to share this with anybody that you choose to share this with. Comment next level. It doesn't cost you anything except your name, your email address, and your phone number, because we send out text messages and we send out emails. And ideally, you will get a reminder in the morning and you will get a reminder in the evening. But let me talk to you really quickly. Like, let me say this, because this is the frustration, man. This is the frustration, right? You have an opportunity with fitness and with managing your eating decisions to fall in love with yourself again. You have the opportunity to get to know yourself and learn to love yourself. You have the opportunity to stop dating the version of yourself that you want to be and make a real commitment to do something different. Um, and so when you are facing this decision today, right, this decision right now to say, I'm going to gradually begin to do some things that are going to help me live a better life. Like that's on the line. Like they're going to help me finally get past some of these fitness and health barriers that I've been hitting. Like it's even for people, like even for the people who look good in your body but don't feel good in your body. Like you have the confidence to be able to walk in what you have, but you're not where you want to be. Like, aren't you tired of that? And so I want to help. I want to help because trying to change everything at once is not serving you well. And aren't you tired of the anxiety that comes along with the occasional stuff? What are the occasions? Man, we call it, it used to be hot girl summer. It used to be hoochie daddy shorts season. It used to be the spring is coming. So I want to do the beach really well. Like these occasions be causing people sincere stress. People will go to the doctor and pay for body modifications just for an occasion. Like they will go to extreme lengths to experience something for 3 days when they deserve to experience it for a lifetime. That is wild to me. Like they will pay tens of thousands of dollars to get their body modified, but won't join a free challenge. That's crazy to me. They will pay thousands of dollars to have the doctor medicate them and sew them up and stitch them up, and then won't invest in some small time management strategies. Like, what are we talking about? I don't want that to be you. This is day 3, y'all. You are not too late for this challenge. 10 pounds, 21 days. It all happens in the kitchen. But we do encourage some greater activity at the same time. This is a next level conversation. I got to close. This is a next level conversation. It is, I want you to be a better version of yourself. It is, I want to get you to what's next. We don't have to get to the end of this journey. This is, stop trying to hit a home run and get on base. This is, stop trying to be perfect and take the next step. This is, you don't have to be a superhero the entire time. This is, be patient with yourself. Like you're adding stress and pressure and it's not necessary. Don't you have enough pressure in other areas already? Like this is, you don't have to change everything at once. You can celebrate your wins along the way, right? This is, put a system in place that gradually improves who you are, right? This is, take your time. This is, stop rushing sustainable changes in your life. Be patient with yourself. Like there are already enough things in your life that pull on your ability to be patient. There's already enough things in your life that pull on your temperament. There's already enough things in your life that stress you out. Why would you add so much more pressure by being impatient with yourself and impatient with your body and impatient with your results? Get your gradual on so you can sustain it. There is so much amazing life ahead of you. So here's what I want you to do. One of two things. If you have not joined this challenge, comment next level. I'll send you the link and we can start this accountability journey together. It costs you nothing to do that. Upon his letter is that NEXTLEVE. That's 9 letters you gotta type. If you can't type 9 letters into the chat, you playing with me, and you just, you playing with yourself. Okay. That's one thing. But if you don't do that, just do yourself a favor. I got one action step for you to take. Do yourself a favor. Focus on making one small change this week, right? Focus on making one small change this week. Now, I started this challenge, and if you know me, you know me. You know, I like to get up early. Lord help me. I don't like to get up early. I do not like to get up early. I do not like to get up early. I do not like to get up early. I'm not a morning person. To all you morning people, I don't know how you do it. The morning is not my thing. Yeah, it's not. So I'm confessing that. And here I am up in the morning. I'm 3 days in. This thing is wearing me out. I'm telling you, it's wearing me out. I'm up here like, I don't know how y'all do it. I'm 3 days in. That's one small change. Now, what happened was when I decided to start this right away, when I decided to start this challenge, when I started to start this bodybuilding thing, I was like, man, I can't make all these changes at the same time. But I said to myself when I was thinking about my morning habit, let me tell you honestly, honest to God, I said, I want to get up early, and then I want to meditate, and then I want to stretch, and then I want to eat, and then I want to, I want to get all this stuff. So I was going to make the morning a hyper performing thing. I was going to become Superman overnight. And I said, you a fool. I said, that's way too much stress. That's way too much when you know you don't do mornings well. So the first thing that I am learning to do is just wake up on time. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what I did was I said, I'm going to go live at 7 a.m. every morning. And I'm going to do that for 21 days. I'm on day 3. This thing is wearing me out. But I can tell you the first day was really tough. I mean, the first day I woke up in a panic because I was like, oh no, I overslept. And I woke up right at 7 o'clock. I got on this thing late and it was like, man, jeez, I'm terrible right now. Has anybody ever had that experience? Am I the only one? Look, if you've ever had that experience, don't you leave me out here by myself. And so I woke up in a panic and I ran to the computer. I ain't had time to do nothing. Didn't brush my teeth. Didn't do nothing. I yanked out of that bed. I barely was dressed, okay? And thank God you can only see this particular shot. And I'd say, okay, cool. So I said, I'm going to get it better the next day. And I'm going to be honest with you. So then at day 2, I did the same thing. You understand? Except I had 3 minutes this time to kind of get myself together. But I told myself on day 1 that I was going to do better on day 2. Do you understand? Do you see? This is gradual, y'all. I'm telling you for real. Like I said, I'm going to do better. I'm going to do better. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm better. I'm better. That feels so good to say. Oh, that feels so good to say. I'm better. I'm better. I'm better. And so here we are. And I am like, all right, I got you. So I am now trying to get in rhythm and I'm making small adjustments. I haven't started to wake up when I want. I do got like 9 alarms set though, because I'm learning myself in the wake up space and I'm learning how to get on here. I'm learning my lighting. I'm learning how to present the material in a way that's effective so that people can benefit from it. Nobody's paying me to do this. Nobody's hyping me up to do this. Ain't nobody calling me in the mornings. I am my own accountability partner. And the way that I'm strengthening my accountability is to give myself an opportunity to grow a little bit at a time. I can tell you this, and this is one thing for certain. This is one of the things that I've learned about fitness. This is one of the things I've learned about eating, that once I get in rhythm, I'm a bad boy. Once I set that thing in motion, it's a train coming. Once I set that thing in motion, I was climbing uphill, but I'm racing downhill. Once I set that thing in motion and I got rhythm and I got my systems, I'm a dangerous guy. And so I know if I give myself an opportunity to establish this waking up habit, some of y'all who've been waking up gonna look at me and like, boy, you got that thing. And I'm like, yeah, if you understood what it took on day 1, if you understood what it took on day 2, and you know what, don't be talking about me if waking up is easy for you, because everybody has a different type of struggle. So your issue may not be eating. Your issue may be fitness. Your issue may not be fitness. Your fish issue may be eating. Your eating may not be connected to your desire. It could be connected to your budget. Come on, everybody got their issues, but stop trying to do it all at once. Get in this community, drop the word next level. Let's work together, lose 10 pounds in 21 days. If you type the word next level, it'll pop up to you and we'll be able to work with you and share it with other people. And even if you don't lose 10 pounds in 21 days, maybe you only use 5, but that is a different thing. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm doing the best that I can, sis. And I appreciate that check-in. I appreciate the messages. I appreciate the love. You know, for those of you guys who know, I shared some things that I have experienced recently, and I appreciate the support. I'm in the middle of a fitness and wellness challenge. So I guess I might as well say that, yesterday was the anniversary of my father's passing, and I decided to share about that. And some people know about that, and I appreciate all of the support. I just happened to be in the middle of a fitness and wellness challenge, which I'm thankful for, because if I were not in the middle of this fitness and wellness challenge, and I were not inviting people to participate with me, I think I would have just a little bit more difficulty moving through. And so this gives me an opportunity to focus in a way, but it also reminds me that in the year where my father passed, because it's been a year, I've been able to strengthen some habits. I've been able to put some things in place. I've been able to care for my body. I'm in the middle of preparing for a bodybuilding competition. In this past year, I've been able to lose body fat, where I'm now down. I've gotten down to 6% body fat. I've been able to build muscle. I've been able to change the way my skin shows up. This is all in the middle of grief. This is all in the middle of significant modifications to my life that I probably didn't know I could endure. All of this in the middle of that. I'm really talking to somebody now, because sometimes you have losses or you suffer through some things and you pick up bad habits, but you can also use that time to pick up good habits. You can use that time to gradually become a stronger and a nuanced version of yourself. You can dig a hole, or you can build a mountain. You can dig a hole, or you can climb a mountain. You can sit in a dark place, or you can get to the place where every morning the sun comes out and shines on you. You can be better even though you are suffering. You can be better even though you're challenged. You can be better even though you're moving through a tough period. And yes, there will be tears. And yes, there will be setbacks. And yes, there will be injuries. And yes, there'll be resistance. And yes, there'll be obstacles. But I promise you, there will also be wins. And there will also be dominance. And there will also be things that you overcome that you did not know that you were able to overcome. And yes, you will face that loss. And yes, you'll lose some sleep. But I promise you, on the other end of that, if you push through, if you focus, if you give yourself some time, if you deal with all of the small wins and you look over a year, and you'll be able to say, I did that thing. I made it. I'm here. I'm still on 2 feet. I'm still upright. My mind might have been pushed and stressed, but I'm still rocking. And that's the good news. Okay. Sorry. Had a moment. And so I'm in the middle of a fitness challenge. So if you know that, all of the, commendations are received. I do appreciate that. Of course, I'm still moving through that. It still gets me emotional. There's still some tears. But right now, even in reflecting with you guys, I'm able to say, man, it's been a year. Okay. And I'm not necessarily sure that I'm better in every area for it, but I am sure that in my aesthetic, in my muscles, in my body, in my eating decisions, there's definitely been some upgrades. And I'm dangerous. I'm dangerous. Getting in here, giving that gym the work. Okay. I put on I put on some clothes the other day and they was falling off of me. I had to stand up on stage in some dress clothes that didn't fit. And people were like, "Why are you wearing your daddy's clothes?" That's a funny joke. But I was like, yeah, so I have to get some new clothes. Got to get this waist taken in and stuff like that. So anyways, I need to wrap up because I got some responsibilities. If you're not following this challenge, go ahead and get down. My goal, we were at 35 this morning. I'm trying to get to 40. So it's 5 more spots. And once we get to 40, I'm going to cap it, be honest with you. Once we get to 40, I'm not going to offer the free option anymore. For those of you who are a part of this, if you lose 10 pounds, you'll get entered into a raffle to win some money because we want to incentivize you further. Not that you necessarily need any money, but how is it that, right? How is it that somebody's going to have you join something for free and then pay you at the end of it? I mean, yeah. And so what you're going to be seeing coming in the coming weeks is I'm going to share the meal plan. I'm going to share the fitness plan. I'm going to actually teach you how to count your calories and tell you what your standing metabolism is, because sometimes it's just a matter of knowing how much you've eaten. And if you come in at a minor deficit, you'll gradually lose. That's a bar. If you come in at a minor deficit, you'll gradually lose, because right now you're eating more than you're burning, but you probably don't know what you regularly burn. You probably don't know how much you burn just in the normal. So some of you guys need to first understand how many calories it takes to fuel your body. Boy, I'm really caught up in this thing. I have to go. But I was teaching yesterday that it takes a certain amount of calories to get through the day. You wake up every day with a need for calories, a need for substance. And some of you guys have stored up so much, right? And so we want to get you to maintenance first. You got to know what your maintenance caloric intake is, and you have to know what your maintenance metabolism rate is. And then you adjust your decisions based on what you know, but you don't know that yet. So I'm going to give you some ways to calculate that for yourself. I'm not going to bring you into no room, put you on no scale. You certainly can go to your fitness professional if you want to do that, but I'm going to tell you how you can calculate that at home, and then we'll do all that. But the goal is to get to 40. If you want to help, I'd be grateful. All right, I do have to run. Man, y'all need to watch this again. This thing got good really quickly. I was telling you the number one mistake that people make, and that is that you try to change everything at once. You do not have to have a superhero story to be a superhero. You understand what I'm saying? You do not have to change rapidly. You don't have to change suddenly in order to get the outcomes that you're looking for. Take it one step at a time, and I'm sure that will reap benefits for you. A great quote that I like is, "We do not rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our systems." You do not have a goal problem. You have a systems problem. I'm going to be back on here in the midday, as every time I've been eating certain meals, I've been coming on and just checking in with people. And then, of course, we're on at night. I appreciate you guys, man. I do have to run. I hope you've enjoyed this. Share this with somebody. Talk to somebody about this challenge. Comment the word next level. I'm going to leave this up for a couple of hours, but hopefully you've enjoyed it. I will talk with you guys soon.